Hello everyone, let's talk about another easy problem on Leetcode today, intersection of two arrays. In this problem, we are given two integer arrays nums1 and nums2. We have to return an array of their intersection. Each element in the result must be unique and we may return the result in any order. So in example 1, we can see that input array nums1 is 1, 2, 2, 1 and nums2 is 2, 2. Then the output is 2 because that is the only common element between those two arrays. Yeah, in terms of solution, we have to use HashSet here. And the reason for this is when we do a normal lookup on the array by index, that takes just O of one time. But when we have to search an element in the unsorted array, that takes O of n time because we have to go through all the elements linearly. And this is where HashSet comes in because the lookup time in HashSet is just O of 1. Also adding and removing the element also just takes O of 1 time. That will significantly decrease our search time. Let's see how we can use the HashSet here. So what we can do is we can add all the elements from nums1 into the set1. So for example, we can create a set1. When we see 1 in nums1, we add it to the set, then 2 is also not present in the set, so that we will also add 2 to the set. Now 2 comes in again in nums1, so we will just ignore it. And now 1 again comes in, so we will also ignore it because they were already present in the set. Similarly, we will be creating set2 from nums2. So when the first element 2 occurs, as it is not present in the set, we will add it to the set. Then 2 comes in again, but because 2 is already present, we will just ignore it. Now we have a set2 with 2 in it. So now what we have to do is we have to just do S1 intersection S2. In this case, we can see that the intersection of these two sets is just 2, and we will return this answer. Now let's jump into the code part. First thing we'll do is we will create the set on nums1. Now we will start iterating on nums1 and start adding the elements to set1. If the element is already present in the set will automatically ignore it. Similarly, we will repeat the same code for nums2 array. Now to find the intersection of two sets in Java, we use retain all function. So we do set1 dot retain all set2. Now we have to just convert this intersection set into the integer array because we have to return the integer array. What we will do is we will just say int ans equal to new int, and that will be size of set1. And now we will just loop over the set and add all the elements to the array, and we will just return the answer. Let's run this code. Awesome. Let's submit this code. Cool. So in terms of time complexity, we can see that it takes O of m time to add the elements in set1, where m is the length of nums1, and then O of n time to add the elements in set2, where n is number of elements in nums2. And then we will do the intersection operation. So that again takes m plus n time. And in terms of space complexity, it will be O of m plus n again because we are using two sets for these two arrays. Note that we don't have to use the set intersection explicitly. What we can also do is we can add all the elements in set1 from nums1 like we did earlier. But now when we are adding the elements in set2, we should only add it when it's actually present in set1 as well as in nums2. So in a way, then we are doing the intersection there itself. We will now convert set2 to nums. Now let's run this code again. Oh, there is some compilation issue. Yeah, because I have to create the answer variable. Let's run it again. Awesome. Let's submit it. Cool. So again, the time complexity is O of m plus n because we are adding the elements in the set. And this time it's a little better because we are calculating the intersection at the time of iterating on nums2 itself. But it does not impact the time complexity. And in terms of space complexity, it stays the same. We can also solve this problem using just one set. So what we can do is, like, instead of using set2, we can just use list of integer for intersection because we need to store it somewhere, right? Also in Java, we should know the length of the array at the compile time. So that's why we have to use list. We don't have this limitation on the list, so we will use list here. So now again, we will loop through the array, and if set1 contains the number, that means this number is common, right? So we will just add it to the intersection. But now we should also remove it from the set. The reason for this is, suppose the nums1 was 1, 2, 2, 1. So then set will have 1, 2 in it. And now in the nums2 array, suppose we got 2, right? And then we got 2 again. So first time we will check in the set it exists. The answer will be yes. So we will add it to our answer. But now again, when we see the 2, we will again add it to the answer. So to avoid this, we can actually remove it from the set so that when it actually repeats in nums2, we don't again add it to the answer. as this time it is list and list can contain duplicate. Now we will convert the intersection list to answer array. Let's run this code as well. Awesome, let's submit it. Yes, and space and time complexity stays the same. Like this solution can be useful in case of Python or some other programming languages where we are actually returning the list as an answer, because then it is not counted as extra space, at least for this intersection array. There is also another approach where we can actually sort both the arrays and then run the binary search on them. If you are interested in that, please do check it out. It's on my blog in the video description below. So that's it, folks. We covered multiple solutions in this video. I hope this was useful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe. Have a nice time. Thank you.